Hello, what's going on, guys? Today we're going to be talking about how I went from rank 80,000 in team trials to rank 4,000 in just 2 days of only a couple of runs. I think I did 3 runs in total, and it ultimately changed my account this much. And it is very important that you understand how simple this method is and how future-proof this method is, because it'll also work. It also works on JP, and it also works on other servers as well. It's a very simple method that just helps you understand what your weak links are in PvP and how you can improve upon them. Now, you may be wondering why this actually matters. As you can see, I'm in class 2 right now because I experienced the bug that happened on week 1 where some people did not get promoted to class 2 and instead got pushed forward. But in stuff like class 3, as well as later classes, there's going to be a much harder time actually promoting. And when we have PvP events, you're going to want to be able to do well in those PvP events as well. So today we're going to be talking about how to actually get your rank up, so you don't struggle to promote, and so that you can get all of these nice rewards, because it's weekly, so an extra like 400 gems per month, and you get actually quite a lot of gems as you start to go up. And you also get friend points, which allows you to buy some more cards. So you're going to want to make sure that you are getting all of the good rewards that you guys can get. So the way you're going to want to do this is actually pretty simple. So I don't have enough RP right now, but preferably you'd want to wait until you have some RP. I'm going to use one of these jellies. I would advise not to use this. I'm just using this to do an example for the video. What you're going to do is you're going to go to class trials, just do a normal run. So you can kind of just spam through here. So now once you get to the end, right, you can click on score info. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to just note down every single one of these scores for all of these characters. Now what you can do, and I'll show on screen, is you can put in like an Excel spreadsheet or just a Google Sheets and take the average, or you could just kind of write them down and take notes of which characters are doing the worst. Now do keep in mind that on one run, you could have like super unlucky stuff. Like my Taiki Shuttle normally averages around 25k, but she got 9k here. So looking at it just based on one run can not really show the entire picture. And that's why you would want to do probably 5 runs. Wait until your RP is fully restored, and then you could do 5 runs, write down everything and how well your character's placed, and then also take the average of that and see which characters have the lowest average. That may seem like a lot, but it only takes about 5 minutes to do all of them in total. It doesn't really take too long, and if you don't want to use an Excel spreadsheet, you could just type it down on the phone, type it down on like a notepad or something. You don't have to take the averages. It's just to get an idea of what your weak links or your characters actually are, so you can work on getting those characters specifically better. Now once you've identified which characters that you have that are actually low, what you can come over here and do is you want to go to some of the highest ranking people. And what you can do once you see some of the higher ranking people is you can just click on their profile. Okay, I clicked on Fob Master's profile, which did not mean to do, but we can see, okay, the character I wanted to build, let's just say, for example, I wanted to build El Condor Pasa for a dirt race. So I can click on this person's El Condor Pasa. I can see, okay, so they're running 2 recovery skills, which this is a mile because dirt is ended up being mile. They're running 1200 speed, 600, 600, 600. Okay, so those are going to be kind of the speed goals that we want to set in our head. And if you want to see how they actually accomplish those speed goals, you can check in career info. Okay, if you see like somebody like this who's a whale, you can try and search for like another person who's maybe not a whale and try and copy their build instead. So we can come here. This person still seems like a whale, but nevertheless, if they are a whale, you will not be able to get as good of stats as they are, but you should be able to get decent stats. So we can see that this person's running 3 speed, they're running a Tazuna as well, and they're running 2 stamina. So that allowed them to get 1200 speed, 700 stamina, 800 power, and a little bit of wit and guts as well. We can look on here and see what types of sparks that they're running as well. So we see, okay, they're running some power spark. They're running probably a 9-star power spark, if I had to guess. You can click on here to see. Oh, okay, you see the parents by clicking on here. So, okay, so they have like a couple stars of power, a couple stars of stamina, couple of stars of stamina. Okay, so they have 9 stars of power and 8 stars of power and 9 stars of stamina in terms of their build. So what you're doing, if you're going to want to build that character based off of a similar build to what this person's running, you're going to want to try and run similar stuff to what they're running. Now, if you're like me, I don't have any 9-star sparks or any really good sparks like at all on my account. I've gotten no 3 stars after doing over 100 runs, which is very unfortunate. But what we can do is, if we see this, okay, we could say, okay, so they have a power spark, so 9-star power, 9-star stamina. Okay, well, it's 2 stamina cards, and then you have 3 speed cards, which also give you some power. If I want to try and replicate something like this, I think what I would do is I would go 3 speed, I'll also go 2 stamina, and then I'll go a power spark, and then that should be able to get us enough for what we need. Now, maybe we can replace Tazuna with somebody else. Maybe we could go 4 speed, 2 stamina and try some sort of build like this if we wanted to get our Condor Passa to something around here. But do keep in mind, as we're like looking, this person seems to be a whale, have like max limit break of like a SR, limit break, and double limit break here. So this person probably has a lot more resources than we do. So we'll just try and copy and go for similar stat points to what they're going for. Just do your career kind of as per usual. So I don't have like super good sparks or anything, so I have a 45 speed gold ship, and we want a power spark. And I'll show you guys in a second how to borrow a power spark if I can. If I can't find it, I thought I had somebody added out a power. Oh, this one. Okay, we have a special week with power spark. Okay, so we can borrow that. Now, if you're actually looking for how to get a power spark, you can come down to the friends IDs. Tab of the Umamusume, as you see right here, friend IDs, and there'll be a bunch of posts. So if we're looking for like a power card, we could just go like type in 9-star. Okay, 9-star power. And as we see, 9-star power Maruzensky with dirt and pace chaser. So this is actually pretty good for us because 5-star dirt, El Condor Passa is a dirt character. So that would be very useful if we could actually borrow this. So we'll go over to here, over to friends. We'll ID search them. Actually, I think I'm at max follows. So I have to unfollow somebody else. Okay, we'll unfollow. Just gotta unfollow somebody because you only have 15 follows. We go here. You can follow them. Then we'll borrow their Maruzensky. You can get the Maruzensky. It is this Maruzensky with the power. So we can borrow that. And you can do this 3 times a day because you have 3 borrows per day. Now, you may not have like the best stuff overall. And you also want to look for Circle Infinity at the top as well. So Circle Infinity, it's going to be, I don't even know if there's enough characters for us to get double circle. I mean, you can get double circle. It is definitely possible. But yeah, it's not going to be the easiest thing to do. But for here, we have dirt. Yeah, 2-star dirt. 3-star dirt as well. We also have like 2 stars on Redshift, 2 stars on all their normal skills, except for 1 on Oguris. So that's pretty good. So it boosts our long and our dirt as well, but we're going to race on dirt mile anyways. So that's not going to be too important for us, but getting that dirt is actually going to be very nice. The 3 and the 2-star dirt for the 5-star dirt should be able to help us a lot. Now, in terms of building the deck, do I have a slot? Okay, the deck we saw earlier was 3 speed, 2 stamina, and then also a Tazuna. We can run something like that. Running the Tazuna, the important part about running Tazuna is she can actually just, oh yeah, it says failure protection and energy cost reduction. So yeah, it just says what she does. So she can be pretty useful, and that's why they were using her. You could also, instead of using Tazuna, just use somebody else for like this build and then borrow a Super Creek if you don't have Super Creek. And that's kind of where the limit of this comes in, is if you don't have like enough cards yet, then it could also just be not the right time for you to build characters. Kitasan Black Spanner is in a couple of days, and it's around the corner coming pretty soon. So if you can wait a little bit, like wait like a week and then start building towards PvP characters, that can also work for you. Roll on Kitasan's banner, and then you'll be able to borrow in Kitasan. That will allow you to get a lot more speed as well. But if you are struggling with PvP right now, that's more of when you would want to start doing. So you can see, okay, our goal, as we saw earlier, is max speed. So I think because that person had a lot better cards than I did, I think my goals, they had 1200 speed, 1200 stamina, 1200 power, right? Or not 1200 speed, 600 stamina, 900 power, I think is about what they had. So now that we know that, we can actually go into this build and try and build her like they did and kind of get a similar sort of build at the end of the day. Now you could just go through your career just normally, and I've made a video talking about specific mistakes to avoid making in the game. And yeah, I think if you watch that video, that can help with some stuff in career. I talked about career a little bit, mainly in terms of stuff regarding Sumner, mainly regarding stuff in terms of what you're going to want to do during summer. So make sure you keep in mind, look at the top here, because once you get to the classic year and senior year, at the beginning of July, at the first half of July is when you're going to start getting your summer, and summer is very important to pay attention. But just as a normal kind of build, so if you have like 2 characters here and here, you want to prioritize the main stat you're going for. Also, you want to prioritize characters that have lower friendship gauge. So you have 1 here, 2.5 here, 1 here, 1 here. So we're going to want to go the one with 2 1s, just because you'll probably end up maxing the other ones a lot easier. And yeah, that's one of the reasons why Tazuna is such a good character. But where does it say? Okay, mood. Yeah, your mood went up. So it basically keeps you at permanently full mood, which is very good and can almost be worth replacing another character for in a lot of situations. You also probably find a max Tazuna to borrow, a max limit break Tazuna to borrow somewhere in the Discord as well. Like I was showing you guys earlier in the friend ID channel, you can search up here and 1 limit break Tazuna, 1 limit break Tazuna, 1 limit break, 2 limit break Tazuna. So if you're looking for like a level 45 Tajuna. But wait, level 45 Tajuna should be 3 limit break. Yeah, 2 limit break Tajuna, level 35 Tajuna, 2 limit break Tajuna, 3 limit break Tajuna. And you can kind of just look through here and then add those people and borrow their support card. Because when you borrow these people's support cards, it also gives them a friend point, which is good for them as well. So always good to help another person out. Now, as per usual, you can kind of just go along with the run. And yeah, that's all you really need to do. You can just do the runs normally, how you kind of normally do your runs. Nothing too complicated really changed. You just want to kind of have your sights set on those stat goals and try and hit them by the end of your race. Keep in mind, like I said earlier, if they are whales, it will be harder to hit those stat goals. And if you do not have specific sparks, like if you don't have 3-star sparks or like 9 stars, it's going to be a lot harder to hit these sort of goals. But just try your best with what you currently have, because you can only really make do with what you have at the current moment in time until we get more resources and more cards in the future. Now, this method will also work in the future as well. Okay, my game froze for a long time there. A lot of lag when we're skipping stuff. But yeah, so you can use this method in the future. Even if you're watching years down the line, this will still work, because ultimately the method is very simple in what you are trying to do and trying to accomplish with this. It is basically just you're copying the top builds of people, seeing what your weakest links are, and going from there and just building your characters. Now, even just doing this like once on some of your characters, because you may have gone for some weird builds in the past, this will help you get a lot better characters that are centered around PvP rather than just being centered for something like, oh, I wanted my first A rank, which is definitely good, but A ranks may not necessarily help you as much for PvP. So do keep that in mind. Going for high ranks does not mean that the character necessarily will be better, and usually your stats are what are going to make the biggest difference. So with that being said, that is going to be it for today's video. I'm not going to go through a full run because I don't want to make this video like 45 minutes long. I wanted to keep it on the rather short side, but I hope you guys enjoyed. I may do some full runs if people are interested in seeing more full run based videos where I build characters doing a full run with them, but I think for now we're going to stick to just simple tips and tricks. So that's all we have to talk about today, and I will see you guys later. We got the 5-in-1. That achievement took me so long to get. It took me like 2 days to get. Now, of course, I'll be getting it randomly all the time now. Subscribe for more. Bye.